Oh god. Okay. So I had to do a lot of looking up of this. And yeah, this is rough. But might be simpler than I think it is. Gonna try. Again. You know that a woman named Jinka had a younger brother? His name was Balos. And like his sister, he possessed magical powers that no man had. He led and protected the people with his magical power. They loved and trusted him, even more than their own king. Ow! Jealous of Balos, the resentful king caught him in prison. Punishment was severe and cruel. Humans truly are terrible creatures. Balos was driven into a state of pure uncontrollable rage by the punishment. Weakened by the torture, helpless to contain the fury. The king and the kingdom were swallowed by Balos' wild magical force. The life he had loved so dearly was turned into ruins in a single night, shrouded by only fiery hot ashes. The demon crown will be restored anew an infinite number of times, so long as Balos' heart still beats. That is the supreme magical power of his internally enraged soul. It is intrinsically imbued into his evil creation, the demon crown. Don't need missiles. Please kill my master. Doing so will liberate misery from her eternal curse. This is the only way that a recurrence of the tragedy can be stopped. My master's name is Balos. He is a man who cannot die. His magic is beyond any control. Then how are we supposed to kill him? Just being honest here. Welcome. I am Balos. Long ago, I allowed my drive for magical power to grow recklessly without fear of enduring any retribution. A magic so powerful that even its own master was helpless to contain it. So furious and unstoppable was this force. And that its fire consumed the child who adored me. And the wife who loved me. They were swallowed by its flames and suffered dearly. All because of my selfish transgression. My eyes were fixed and I was unable to turn away from the fiery horror. Created by my own magic. I could only laugh then. Jinka sealed me away with my magic raging more violently each passing minute. I've waited long for this. For the person who will bring my immense magical fury to its end. Now, kill me! Or I will kill you! Driven insane by his punishment, Valos was confined to the floating island in the sky by his sister Jinka. That was all she could do. For Jinka, killing her own younger brother would be impossible. Jinka's witch daughter Misery was to blame for the demon crown. She forced Valos to create it. Because of this offense, he was cursed by the crown. Compelled to obey whoever possessed it. The curse can be lifted if the demon crown is destroyed. However... What? Oh. Ran out of juice, huh? Nope. There was apparently a glitch that if you like unequip the booster and then like re-equip it, you can apparently restore your fuel, but I guess that doesn't work in this version. At least I don't have to be stopped by a stupid story, man. Ah, it didn't work. how I managed to grab some of that and not take contact damage. Not a whole lot of HP left. Ugh. I wish I had save states. Okay, I think I got it now. Please help! Yes! It stopped. The island has stopped. The island has stopped falling. Was the negative power weakened with his defeat? I don't really get it, but whatever. Maybe our work here is finally over. Can't breathe. Huh? So painful. Oh. The wall! Help! Get buried so hard! We're both going to be crushed in here! Hey! There you are! Just like Misery said! You came here to save us? Hold on tight! Here we go! How's your head? A little beat up. Close. Such a narrow escape. I thought it was scrap metal, but this time... Oh, scrap metal this time. Looks like we owe you yet another one. There's no need for that. I did what Misery asked. Misery? As in that witch? Yep. Doesn't she hate us? Wait, don't you hate us? You two defeated Balos. Our curse was lifted, thanks to you. Misery and I no longer have to listen to orders from anyone. I thought you were a bad guy, but it was just because of the demon crown. We asked for it. You have to remember, it was Misery who had Balos mate the crown. Huh? Really? I didn't know that. You weren't listening to the story being told on the way down there? No? Nope. And now? Now? What are you gonna do now? I can take you anywhere. Well, since you asked. Our mission's complete, so I want to live somewhere calm with a nice view. Pardon me, but, yes? I go with? Sure. All three of us, we can live together for sure. Really? You can even pick the spot where we all live. But take us someplace nice. Gotcha! Alright, hang on tight! Oh. Aren't we forgetting something? Oh, finally. Oh, that bit was incredibly hard for no reason. Like, Bloodstained Sanctuary is essentially just, you gotta do everything, well, you have to have everything go right for you, or it's just going to be a bad time. Like, that's the thing. That's all I can say about it is you have to do everything right or suffer. And it's been a while since I had like a stage built like that, where it's just like, hey, can you do this correctly, or do you wish to suffer? And I basically suffered for a long time because I think that's essentially what people talk about. Well, personally, I think that's what people talk about when they go like, oh, I hate games that are designed this way because it's always trial and error. And I don't know what's coming up. Like, I hear that a lot when it comes to Sonic games, where they go like, and they just like, well, they either claim dimps or it's just the game, or it's the game itself. Like, they hate that kind of stuff, where it's always, oh, I don't know what's coming up, and I'm not prepared for it. I'm not prepared for it. Like, why do they have to have these cheap deaths every time? Why do they have to have all these cheap deaths every time? And it's not really there. It's not really the game. That's kind of how the game is. Like the games get, to be honest. I don't know. That's how I see it. I don't really mind it because I mean that's what I grew up on. So it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, this was good. There is another mode. I don't know if I want to do it. I think there's another mode that I get unlocked. I'm not sure if I want to do it. And I think I have to restart the game anyway. Yeah, I think you're stuck on this screen. But overall, this actually took me a span of, let's see, this is an hour recording. This took me a span of about 7 to 8 hours to basically master it. Well, basically get to a point where I can master it. What I ended up doing, because I was having such a rough time with Balos, I looked up a strategy for it. The wiki explained it, but it didn't exactly explain it well. So I ended up looking up a video on someone actually using the strategy. There's a lot of no-hit runs, surprisingly. More power to those guys. And I ended up finding a speed run strat, and I basically took what I could from that and worked with it. Because for the most part, I was generally doing things right before, but it still wasn't enough. So I ended up just going boom every single time. Anyway, that is Cave Story. I have to restart in order to... Wait. Oh, that is Cave Story. I'm like, why won't it let me go? I'm like, why won't it let me out of this menu? Anyway, let's see. I have Nemesis Challenge, Wind Fortress, Boss Attack, Sanctuary Time Attack, Machine Gun Challenge. There's apparently a Kirby story mode. I don't know how I get that. I didn't see anything about that. Like Wind Fortress there. 290 counter is activated. Oh god. You would never seen again. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Let's see. How do you unlock Curly's story? Introduced in quotes. Unlike quote, Hurley has visible dialogue, verbally interacts with others. So she often speaks in second person when referring to quote. To unlock this, the player has to find Curly's panties. What? Yeah, there's a small path. Yep. Found Curly's panties. Yep. Ah, Curly's story. Okay, might do that. I don't know. We'll see.